Obviously, being a Northside grad, a Fort Wayne guy, this has to be a dream come true for you.
It is a dream come true, obviously. Be here for 4 years and have success, win 3 championships, and learn from a guy like Al Sims, and learn a lot from David, as well as great former, Comet players like Guy Dupuis and Colin Chalk and Nick Boucher. It's kind of a surreal thing. It's a very humbling opportunity for me, but once this thing ends here, I got a lot of work to get done. I'm looking forward to getting to work.
Won a championship in your 1 year down in Pensacola in the SPHL. So talk about how much more ready you are for this opportunity than you would have been at this point last year, given that 1 year of head coaching experience.
It means a lot. I'm fortunate that the last 2 years I was here working for Al, he definitely, my role involved, he gave me a lot more responsibility. I had a lot more confidence, especially after that Central League Championship. We faced 3 great opponents there. We learned a lot on prepping for playoffs. I learned a lot, me and Al both learned a lot from each other. But to get that opportunity to go down and run my own ship in Pensacola, do things the right way, both on and off the ice, and win a championship was a very surreal thing down there. Now to get a chance to come up here and be a part of the new Comet chapter here is very special, and I'm going to make the most out of this opportunity.
In talking to the guys, a couple years ago, talking about you, they said you're a details guy,
right.
Scouting, video,
right.
All that type of prep. How do you, is that what you're bringing to this franchise? Is that what you try to bring as a head coach? Is that attention to detail?
Well, I think that's what players want nowadays. They want information. Players they expect more out of their coaches nowadays than they ever did before. Players want to know at all times, what the opposing team's doing, how are we going to have success, what are we doing good, what are we doing bad. They want information all the time, and that's what makes players effective, especially at the higher level. So I feel that I got a good beat on that. My players in the past have always told me that was what they felt I was the strongest at. For me as a young coach, I'm just trying to come to work every day, just like my players, to get better.
Knowing the history of the Komets and having been around it, not only as a coach, but growing up around it, does that give you a greater appreciation, I think, for the level that fans and the level that people around this town hold the franchise to?
Well, I think we all know that we have the best fans in all minor league hockey, and I look forward to putting a competitive product on the ice where the whole city can be proud of. And for us, it's about competing on home ice. That's going to be a big focus for us next year, is to compete like demons on home ice and have a sense of urgency to our home ice game. But overall, our commitment is just simple. It's to come to practice every day and work to get better, and it starts with me.
Final question. I know obviously you were down in Florida last season, but the transition to ECHL was a little more difficult, I think, than some people had anticipated at the beginning, given the history of this franchise. So going forward, how do you look to improve on what was done last season and get this team back in the playoffs and make it a contender year in and year out?
Well, I think, for me right now, my focus is looking at a lot of film from last year and seeing what worked and what didn't work. I mean, obviously there were some good things that happened last year. There were some things that didn't go as planned, but, for me, I got to take a look at what worked in the East Coast League and what didn't work. That's the main thing for me right now, and also study teams that had success last year. What is the winning model in the East Coast Hockey League? How are teams winning? That's the stuff that I need to study and put together a game plan and be ready to go for training camp.